Hey guys, Robin here, bringing you another video tutorial and teaching you some more Visual Basic stuff. And I'm going to be teaching you guys some stuff with text boxes. Things like how to read the input value from a text box and display it in a label, how to do all kinds of stuff like that. So let's get started and make a little design for a form, because I cannot work with a shitty form. Let's name it text box. Got that. We want sizable to fix 3D because that's the only thing I work with. FRM main. Again, always name your stuff. And you do not have to change these settings. I just like doing it because I just like doing it. I don't know why. It makes me feel more comfortable working with the program. So first of all, to work with text boxes, you're gonna have to add a text box. So go down to text box and just put one in here. And then we're gonna have to bring in a button so that when we click the button, it will transport the data from the text box to the label. And for that, we're also gonna need a label. So go ahead and on our text box, click this little arrow and click multi-line. So we can expand this because we want to see what we're writing. So let's go ahead and name our text box to just TB, because that's all we're doing. TB, text box. And our button is show me the stuff. Fell, wrong one. Cancel. BTN show. And let's go up and button, let's click show there. Make it simple. And LBL, that's right. Actually just write empty for now so we know where it is. And let's make a nice design with this first so we can see that. So 16, let's go to Arial Black, actually let's go to 26, make it nice and big. Let's now name it LBL final, so it's our final text. Let's get rid of this empty. And here's our text box, let's move it over here. Okay, now let's get programming. So to program, all the coding will be done in the button. So let's double click on the button. Now, let me remove this. Don't want you guys to cheat here. Okay, this is a really simple small line of code. All you're gonna do is read the input value from the text box and bring it over to your text. So all you're gonna do is, remember in the tutorial I showed you on how to use the buttons, I showed you guys how to display text changes and whatnot with the label. So that's the same thing we're doing. So we're gonna do our LBL final dot text because we want to change the text of the title, but we want to bring a text into this title since there's no text yet. And really simple, we just equal, the way we did it before is we equal it to something we wrote in here, right? Well, this time we don't want the text to display something we write in here. We want the text to display something we write in this text box. So all we're gonna do is get rid of this line of code, do a text box name dot text, because we want to see the text that we're writing in a text box name. So again, what this code does is, once we click the BTN show button, the LBL final label will show the text. Okay, let me say that. Once we click the BTN show button, the text of the LBL final label will display what we wrote in the text box. So text from the text box. So now if we run this program and let's write Lathing ML for whatever, and it shows up there. We can spam it, it'll show up there. We can go multi-line and it'll still show up correctly, but it's not so big, it's just to there. As you can see, it still shows up. So anything you write in here now shows up here. That is the easiest way you can transfer. Excuse me. This is the easiest way you can transfer text you write from a text box into a label. You can do it other way, that whatever you write in here, like if you make a program where you have to register that what the program reads, what the input in your text boxes, and sends it to like a MySQL database to save it and then to log in later on. But for now, this is all we're gonna learn. So now we did this. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to do a simple if-then statement to display like a message pop-up. So if you type in lol and click whatever the button will say, it will not work. Well, let me just go ahead and do this a little bit more better. We are not going to need a label, so let's just remove the label for this. Delete. And we can change our button name, so let's just go to btn and just click login, because I'm gonna show you guys how to make it like a basic login kind of thing, like how to do that. Yeah? No? Okay, whatever. Login. Let's spell this completely wrong just for fun. Okay, once again, all the coding is gonna happen in here. So let's do a basic if-then statement. So if, what do we want to if? Again, that sounds really gay, but let's if something. So if a text box, well, if a value we put into here, let's just say the value is Robin, my name, is true, then we want a pop-up saying you logged in. If it's the value we put in here is not Robin, we want a pop-up saying you're not in. That's a basic if-then statement that will work with like login and stuff. So let's do this. If the text box.text is equal to, since it's a word we want to equal to, we gotta do them bunny ears. We want to equal to Robin. Then we want something to happen. So again, what we're declaring here is if the input in this text box is equal to Robin, then we want the following code to occur. And what we want to occur is we want to make a message box to pop up saying you logged in. Now this is the first time we are working with message boxes, but they're really easy to use with. So all you do is you write MSG for message box, and as you can see it already pops up. And all you do once you write message box like that, you do the open close parentheses, and in here you always do your input. But since we want to write a text, we have to put them bunny ears declaring that it's a text, or whatever you want to call it. So let's write URN. Now, what we want to do is, if the text box value, okay, what this does right now is if the text box value is Robin, a message box will pop up saying you're in. But what if it's not Robin? If it's not Robin, it will not do anything. What we wanted to do is we wanted to say you're not in. So to do this, we're going to have to do an else statement. And what the else basically means then, if this code doesn't work, it'll do this code. So again, if the if-else statement goes like this. If this happens, well, if this code is true, then this happens. If this code is not true, then this happens right here. And we want a message box to say you are not in. You are not in. Okay. Now, if we run this program and we type anything in here that does not equal to Robin, it should pop up saying you are not in. If I write Robin in here and I click login, it should say you're in. So let's try this out. So if we write anything and click login, like I said, it says you are not in. Now we can do 1275. You can write anything in here and it'll say you are not in. But now if I write Robin, login, you are in. This is how you can do a login system. But you log in with passwords, right? Not with just a name. It's not that hard to add a password as well. It's the same principle. All you have to do is add another text box. So let's add another one and name this one. So text box TB2. And all we're going to do right here in our coding, the coding is still done in the button where it says if TB text, okay, if the text from the text box equals Robin, then we want this code to happen. But we also wanted to read the text from the text box too to make sure the password is in. So we write and Pretty easy, right? Now we want the text box 2.text to be red. And the text we want to equal to is, of course, our password. We're just going to make it 123. So now what this code does is, if the text from text box 1 equals Robin, and the text from text box 2 equals 123, then we are gonna log you in, just saying you are in. If this first line is not true, meaning the else, then we will say you are not in. So let's go ahead and try that out. If I go ahead and write lol and 123 login, you are not in. If I go ahead and write lol here and Robin here, login, you are not in. I can remove this. Login, you are not in. I can write 123 and remove Robin, login, you are not in. If I write Robin here and 123 here, because that's what we wrote as our name and our password, and click login, it says you are in. This is how you make basic, like not value sign, like login kind of thing. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Let me check at the time. 11 minutes. Okay, this is all I'm gonna show you in this part. In the next part, I'm gonna go in more depth in this text box stuff. Again, leave comments, rate, tell me how I did, tell me how I can improve, and subscribe if this helped you, and if you want to see more in the future. So I'll see you in my next tutorial. Peace.